Excuse me, but please don't stand in front of the posters.
You talking to me?
Yes, I said please don't stand in front of the posters.
Oh, I'm sorry.
In the beginning, it was easy. There wasn't any problem in announcing the first new automobile. All you had to do was crank it, like this. The pistons popped, the car shook, and soon you collected quite a crowd.
Get a horse! What's that contraption?
Now, in this crowd, you would usually find two brothers, newest wrinkle Simpson and old familiar Simpson. Yep, sure enough, there they are. As you can tell by the expression on newest wrinkle Simpson's face, he was fascinated by the automobile.
Hot ziggity, ain't she a beaut? Wonder how long it takes to order one of them contraptions.
That was newest wrinkle all over. He always had to have the very newest, the very latest, the very sharpest thing in town. As a result, it wasn't long before he was driving the first car. And that was an announcement in itself. On the other hand, old familiar Simpson contented himself with merely looking at the new car, just satisfying his curiosity.
Reckon I'll wait a spell before I invest my money.
So it wasn't until he had seen the new cars and grown used to them and heard other people talk about them that old familiar Simpson finally got around to buying one himself. Yes, it was no problem to announce new models in the early days of automobiles. But as the automobile caught on, times changed. The automobile as such was no longer new, and there were many makes competing for attention. It was a familiar sight now, and cranking it up didn't collect as big a crowd as it used to. In view of this, the problem was how to tell all the people quickly about the new car, so the salesman could sell more faster. Dealers especially wanted to reach all the newest wrinkle Simpsons in the area, because they bought first, and they were the ones who showed off the car and told people about it, which in turn made it easier to sell the old familiar Simpsons. So it wasn't long before... Excuse me, but please don't stand in front of the posters.
Oops, I'm sorry.
So it wasn't long before the automobile announcement day was born. Chevrolet was the pioneer in developing this institution of the new car announcement. And even today, there's always something special about a Chevrolet announcement. Behind the scenes, the whole occasion has been carefully planned and organized, right down to the smallest detail. The object, of course, is to produce the greatest possible impact on the car-buying public. As a result, the crowds are always bigger, more eager, more enthusiastic at a Chevrolet announcement. The dealership personnel are better equipped to answer questions about their new product. And that goes not only for the salesman, but also for the office girls, the mechanics, and everyone else in the dealership. Yes, the whole atmosphere is charged with excitement and anticipation. And that's mighty important because nowadays it takes a lot more to get the attention of the average man than it did 50 years ago. In fact, with all the distractions in the world today, it's got to the point where it isn't what you say, but how you say it that counts. For example,
She's coming to town, folks, so don't wait. Step right up. Get your tickets now.
that's one way to make an announcement. And here's another way.
Yeah, any time now, in case anyone's interested. Yep, first rocket for the moon is about to take off. Yes, sirree.
Well, there's no doubt about which of these two events is more important to the human race. But nevertheless, when confronted with these two announcements, the average man would go to the show. Why? Simply because enthusiasm gets through to him. Without enthusiasm, he often doesn't even hear what you're saying. And that's why automobile announcements keep getting more and more enthusiastic every year. With radio, TV, double-page newspaper advertising, posters, spotlights, and the works. Announcement time crowds have changed with the years, too. Let's move around this one and meet a few of the prospect types. Uh-oh. Here's a face we've seen before. old familiar Simpson himself.
Me? I just dropped in to take a look at the new models, that's all.
Of course, old familiar wouldn't dream of buying anything until he's seen it around and heard it talked about. But he's human, and when someone announces something enthusiastically, he's curious to see what it's all about. Here's another prospect. What do you think of our new models, Mr. Gudgeon?
Boy, I could sure use one of these new Chevys. My old car is just about used up.
The fact is, Mr. Gudgeon has been thinking about trading in his old car for quite a while. But it took announcement time to make him realize how much he needs a new one. And of course, there are still plenty of newest wrinkle Simpsons around. They're always the first on their block with color television, air conditioning, atomic heating, everything that comes along. It doesn't take much to get this type in to see the new models, but a big announcement does make him buy faster. It makes other people aware that his present car is outdated. And since he always has to have the very latest thing, announcement time gives him a big shove toward buying a new one. Of course, it's true that many of the visitors in the crowd may not develop into new car prospects at all. At least not this year, or maybe not even next year. But don't forget, when these people drop in at announcement time, they do more than just look at the new Chevrolets. They also talk Chevrolet. They keep on announcing the fact that they have seen the new Chevrolet. They're eager to tell people about it. They keep the announcement ball rolling. They help keep up interest and enthusiasm. And in addition, these visitors notice things, important things about every department in the dealership. If they like what they see, there's a good chance they'll come back as service customers, as parts customers, as used car customers. Yes, new car announcements do things to people, whether they're newest wrinkle Simpsons or old familiar Simpsons, or a little of both. First, new car announcements make people car conscious. People can think about a lot of things during the year, hi-fi sets, vacations, or recreation rooms in the basement. But around announcement time, they can't help thinking about cars. They begin to notice just how their present car looks, how it works, and they begin to think about how they'd like it to look and work. When people are in this frame of mind, you and everyone else in the dealership can help to turn them into real hot, right now Chevrolet prospects. How? By telling all your friends and neighbors to come in and see the wonderful features of the great new Chevrolet. Second, announcements stamp the date on every present car. There's nothing people can do about it. Automatically, their car becomes 1 year older. It's worth less. And people begin to wonder if their neighbors will notice they're not driving a new car anymore. Third, announcements help to get people acquainted with the whole dealership. As they walk up to the front door, they may be sizing up the used car lot. As they move around the showroom, they may stop and chat at the parts and accessories counter, or perhaps take this opportunity to look over the service department. Fourth, announcements help to get people talking not only about the new Chevrolet, but about all the other things they noticed. That's why the good impressions visitors receive at this time are vitally important. If they see a clean, well-run used car lot, if they like the looks of your service department, the chances are good they'll be back for service on their present car, for an okay used car, and eventually a new Chevrolet. Yes, every department can benefit from announcement time. Fifth, announcements make people listen. No matter what your job at the dealership, you'll find people are eager to hear about the new models. They'll be turning to you for information about the latest features, and they'll expect you to know all the answers. That's why it pays to know the facts about your car. Curiosity lowers a person's guard. At announcement time, as at no other time of the year, people are really interested in what's new about the car. They listen and they believe. Their questions help you learn what they want most in a car. For instance,
Beautiful looking car, all right. But what else is new this year?
Plenty, all along the line. Engines, transmissions, frames, body. Here, let me show you the important new engine features and what they mean to you.
people are more apt to remember what you tell them at announcement time, too. Because they're in a more receptive mood, the things you say make a bigger impression. And later on, these same facts will be passed along to their friends. And here's another important reason for knowing your stuff. When people want information, the man who gives it to them, briefly, accurately, and in an interesting way, sells himself at the same time. They think of him as a well-informed man who knows his job and his product, the kind of salesman they like to deal with. Remember, too, that many of these people who come in at announcement time are either in the market now or soon will be. By knowing the facts about your car, you can help these prospects make up their minds as soon as possible. Which brings us to handling announcement time walk-ins, or how to make the most out of a good thing. Chevrolet announcements are the most elaborate and spectacular in the industry. A great deal of time, effort, and money is spent to attract as many people as possible into your dealership. But the whole affair is like a Broadway show. To be a box office success, there must be a good performance by the whole cast. You, as part of your dealership, are an important member of the cast at any Chevrolet announcement. If you're a salesman, you can make it pay off in actual sales for you. Here are a few suggestions that will help you get good results. Suggestion number 1, circulate. Talk to as many people as you can. Move around, being pleasant and helpful. Get yourself on a friendly basis with as many people as possible. Qualify the people you talk to. Qualify in a nice, low-pressure way. If you find a hot prospect, go to work and sell him. If he isn't hot, talk to him. Be helpful, but keep it short so you can move on to other people. Suggestion number 2, pre-sell. Emphasize the car's features and advantages every chance you get. And this particular suggestion applies to other personnel, too, because all hands at the dealership have plenty of opportunities to do a job of pre-selling at announcement time. Remember, if you're dealing with a hot prospect and he buys, he's bound to be asked lots of questions about his new car. The more he knows about the car, the more he can and will tell his friends and neighbors. When you give a not-so-hot prospect facts about the car, you lay the groundwork for later contacts. You plant the features in his mind so you can cultivate them later. You make him more likely to buy. Suggestion number 3, get the names and addresses of as many visitors as you can. And don't stop with just their names. Get as much information about them as you can find out on a low-pressure, personal basis. Facts like these will help you sell them later on, and they're more likely to give out this valuable information because the festive atmosphere of announcement time relaxes them and puts them at ease. Incidentally, while you're getting this information, be sure to give your name to the visitors. Hand out your business cards. And repeat your name a couple of times so it will have a familiar ring when you call up the prospect later on. Suggestion number 4, put on your company manners. Even if you're not showing off the new Chevrolet, this is your chance to show off your particular operation in the dealership. So treat every visitor like an honored guest. Make him feel at home and let him know you'd like him to come back again. Now, there's one more important point to make about announcement time. Security. What does it mean to you? Actually, keeping quiet about the new car before announcement can help do 3 jobs for you and for the dealership. First, by keeping quiet about the new car, you won't be endangering your present new car sales. The fact that people know the new models are announced around a certain time of the year puts enough of a damper on buying. So why should you make it harder to sell the present model cars? Second, by keeping quiet about the new car, even when the teaser advertising begins, you're helping that advertising do what it is intended to do. Stir up curiosity. And when people get curious, they start thinking and talking and gossiping about the new car. Like this.
Hey, I hear the new Chevy's gonna be out of this world.
What's it like?
Search me.
I heard it's really a honey.
From what I hear, it's gonna be...
This kind of guessing and speculating helps create interest and means more people in your dealership on announcement day. Third, when everybody helps by keeping quiet about the new car, it helps build up a terrific pressure of excitement and expectation. It helps keep the kettle of curiosity boiling so that when the lid does blow off all over the whole country at the same time, people can be made a lot more than just car conscious. They can be made Chevrolet conscious. And that certainly helps you and your dealership to sell more cars. It's like firecrackers. Light them one at a time every so often, and you'll attract just a little attention. but light them all at once, and you really make a big impression. Yes, announcement time is an important time. It makes people more car conscious, focuses their attention on how their old car looks. It dates every car now on the road, makes it worthless. It makes the owner of every present model realize that his once new car is now another year behind the times. Announcement time brings people into dealerships who might never come in at any other time. They're so full of curiosity that there isn't much room left for suspicion or distrust. It gives you a chance to acquaint them and impress them with every operation in the dealership. It makes them more willing to talk, more willing to learn facts and features, more receptive to information that may eventually sell them. If you're a salesman, it can help you get names and sales. If you're a used car salesman, it can help you in the same way. If you're employed at some other job in the dealership, it can help you win new business for your department and every department all along the line. New and used car sales, parts, and service. And a better business all along the line is a better future all along the line. In every job, for everyone in the dealership. So play your part in announcement time. Make it work for you and for the whole dealership. From the opening teaser to the great day itself, make every part pay off with opportunities. And whatever you do, please don't stand in front of the posters.
Oops, I'm sorry.
C-H-E-V-R-O-L-E-T